name's Kemi Falarin, and at Free to Talk, we're a counselling service that provides you psychodynamics and person-centred counselling. So here at Free to Talk, we provide a safe environment for you, a place where you can come free of judgment, but most importantly, a place where you can come and express yourself, where you can dig deep, uproot, and rediscover who you are. Because within inside all of us, we have the resources, the answers, and the potential to help us reach our full potential. So if you are interested in counselling, give us a call today, drop us an email, because we're here ready to help you.
Episode 25. Yo.
Yeah, back again. You don't know the MySpace. What did it mean? You said.
Okay, wait, hold on.
What did it mean?
I asked you first, what is the title of this pod? You said transition. Yeah. Then we looked up the numerology meaning of number 25, and it said it's powerful, means new beginnings, big changes, and a new look on life.
Can you verify that? Please?
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, this is spirituality, so
it's not
based
what we live
on
by.
the angel number 25.
Okay.
Yeah, so the angel number 25 is symbolic to new beginnings. You might experience a new look on life, potentially around your birth date. But yeah, oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
What, is there bad stuff? Is there bad stuff? Yeah.
Don't let negative qualities prevent you from going to the next level. Keep a rational mind when thinking of logical calculations for your professional fronts. You could have a brilliant mind when developing serious relationships.
If everybody got all that, that's good.
There's a lot there still.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like that's the thing. I think that's the first episode where it's just gone over the top. Like, get me that. It's want to know the basics, innit? And everybody takes in, like them young people. You know how many people are claiming this thing ADHD? I've been hearing that this week. You know, bare people are like, I've got ADHD, so I can't take on this and that.
Anxiety.
You get more anxiety. A lot of people claiming these words, and it's good to own it. But I'm like, wow, is that a good thing or bad?
No, I don't want to be owning ADHD.
Yeah, they've got proper saying, no, I've got ADHD, bro, so I can't take on to 1 minute.
A lot of people are self-diagnosing themselves based on their behaviour traits
and justification.
Patterns.
They're trying to justify their behaviour. Rather than maybe look about altering their behaviour, they feed into it.
But it leads from somewhere.
Yeah,
so wherever it comes from, it could be the result of that. Their behaviours could be the result of whatever makes them feel uncomfortable, and they might have a reaction to being in that space.
Defensive.
Yeah. So I think it might be too much. I think people need to probably allow themselves by putting these big labels on themselves. Man. It's almost like you've given up trying already.
I can't do because
and you're not going to make an effort to be better, to live better,
because you feel like if you use this, no one can tell you nothing. No one can make you feel bad. It's not my fault.
The thing is, I think in the system that we live in, all over the world, not just here, sometimes you have to like scream and overreact to get a response.
Interesting.
To get seen.
Or
heard.
Because you might say it and it's received so like passively. You don't take it seriously until it's unfortunately it's the loudest ones that you know. So
because I wanted to bring you on one, you asked, what am I talking about? I said that flowers. Flowers is literally, I want to give you your flowers today. In terms of the journey that I've seen you and witnessed you being on. And I have to say, it's astonishing. Like, there's not many people I can turn around and say, you know what? I can turn around and say, there's people that I've seen go through the most and they're here now. I'm not saying that you're not going through whatever you're going through. I don't want you to sit there and say everything's perfect now or whatever. But from where I've seen you and where you've been and what I've identified over the years, like, I ain't seen people come back from that. So all the young people I've been working with for years haven't come back from that. And it's just been a constant battle. So at the moment, hello, River. Yeah, let her free. You get me? Let her be free. This is real life stuff, innit? So it's family thing, so people need to know, innit? So I just had to just make you come on and just one for one give you that, because I've just seen you do the most. And I'm like, wow, look where you are now. And when I mean the most, I mean like in terms of raising a beautiful boy. That's you get me? Against all odds. I've seen you start your own business. I've seen you script writing. I've seen you mature. I've seen
awards.
Yo, I haven't got to the awards, you know. Like I haven't got one yet. Actually, I got one little diggy one over there. But that's about it. But I've won some awards. But to the scale that you've done that, if we look back, like if I was, age 15. If I go 15, 16, that 15, 16-year-old, yeah. If we could go back just a little bit, if you could just try and go back to that and look at where you are now, would that 16, 15-year-old look now and say and see where you are now? Be honest, if you could. I don't know, that's a bit deep, I know, but I'm going straight in, you know. But I'm curious, like, would she look up and say,
well, could she see herself where you are now?
Yeah, that's it. It's basic like that, isn't it? No. Could I ask why? Like, what? Yeah, could I ask why?
There's a lot of reasons. I was lost, confused. I didn't actually know who I was, my potential. I didn't think I was smart. I genuinely, at that age, just leaving school, and I didn't get any GCSEs, so you met me in Lambeth College.
Yeah.
I just
moving mad. Man then.
Can you stop?
Man then. I have to break that. You know what it is? You have to put things in context, because many people, you keep cussing me back. She was cussing me earlier saying, oh, why does everybody say I was like, no one wanted to deal with Bukola. Like, no one wanted to deal with you. Like, no, they didn't know how to approach you. Like, we just asked the question. I said, did you at that time, hopefully you changed your mind now. At that time, did you give respect or earn respect? And you said, no, you have to earn my respect, right? You get me? And I said, it don't work that way as a young person. You have to give respect and then you take it away. So at that moment, like, that's where the conflict already started.
I've had a lot of times that I just wouldn't listen to people.
None at all.
I was going down my own path, but I needed to be protected. Even though I was behaving like I didn't need help, I definitely needed help.
And the one thing I knew to do, I didn't want to, I'll be honest with you, I'll be really real with you, yeah. There was one occasion, you must have done a madness. I don't know what you done, but you must have upset a whole heap of people. And they sat me in a room, yeah, and they said, this is real life. I think I told you this before probably, but they sat me in a room and said, you need to stop helping her and pass it on to someone else, like some other authority. And she can't come here no more and blah, blah, blah. And where's her tear? I said to them, like, nah, man, regardless of whatever she does, I'm going to support her. So that's when I had to start doing things outside of the organisation, which was what they don't like to do. Like, they like to keep...
You went the extra mile.
Yeah, I had to go. So from that day, I said, you know what, they ain't going to help you no more. But I couldn't come and tell you like that, because then you feel like, yeah, see, it's the organisation. But it's enough times.
You see, like me as a young person, yeah, I knew those that weren't willing to help and those that already looked at me as a lost cause.
Okay.
I knew it. So then I wasn't receptive to anything that they came with, because I knew they they weren't coming from a place where they were
genuine.
really willing to stick out whatever issues that they knew I had. Actually put me in the right direction, and I knew I got that from you because you came with an approach where I understand it's okay. Like you just didn't judge me, even though you advised me, you told me like that's not right. You gave me your opinion, your personal opinion on things. I remember there were certain things that you saw, and you were like, "That's wild."
You would have like man them. I'll be honest, like man them. I was like, I didn't make no man them after I met Bukola. Them used that. Certain man them on the road. I didn't make none of them. I was saying you're not about that life. Like she was about that life, innit? Like sorry to be so crude of it, but
then I couldn't
rate
remember a lot of things.
I couldn't rate.
Like, people remind me of situations more time.
She's on job, like it's not none of this talking thing. None of this. No.
So do you recognise that person? When you look back and think back.
Yeah, because I know that person, and I know why she was the way she was. And to be honest, it's something that I still like. I'm not gonna say I've totally mastered all the sides to me, and I know how to tap in and tap out because I still struggle, but I understand myself better, and I know to mind myself because it was the little girl in me that didn't feel like she was being looked after.
Okay.
So then it was me it was my defense mechanism. It was a way for me to show that I could look after myself even though I didn't have that father figure, protecting me or a big brother or my mum running me down, making sure that
where you were and what have you. So if you could, what would you tell that 15-year-old girl? What, is
she listening though? Even if she's listening or not.
If I was listening, because Max, there were some people that I listened to. Do you know what I mean? And another thing is that I had to create some sort of like happiness for myself. Because when I was younger, I felt really sad a lot of the time.
Did you look it? Like if someone looked at you, could they? Or
the time that Maxie's talking about, that sadness turned to anger.
Okay.
So I was always just full of rage. And because I left, like if I can call it a safety net, the safety net of my mother and my stepdad. So when I left my mum's house, just being out in the ends, like, I mean, everyone was going through it. It weren't just me. We were all out there. So everyone else out there wasn't so much my enemy. I think the problem was more internally. It was the choices that I made because I wasn't there by force. I was there by choice. So just like most young people, just that sense of wanting to feel belonged. Yeah.
So then it's more than like you're worthy and you are loved and you are worthy to be loved.
Because it wasn't all bad. I needed to be protected. Crazy things happened.
Yeah.
But I definitely formed friends that I would say became like family. And we had a community around us. So
what, like around the same age group?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. Even though we were all wild and wayward, like we were all. I mean, you knew some of the. I wasn't the only girl that was moving wild at the time. There was a few of us that Maxie was trying to like engage with at the time, and we all had our difficulties, whether that was just growing up in a dysfunctional home or like having experienced things on the roads, just because there was no rules. People just did whatever. Everyone was just living.
It's like too much freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I was always saying to the young people, like even today I was a young person and then like he's 14, you never look at him as 14, you look older. And I'm like, you don't look your age. That's not a good look. You meant to look like a 14-year-old, meant to behave like a 14-year-old. You're too old and that. He's like, yeah, I should be out there with the cats. So he's talking the terminology to me. He's like, I don't want to be here in school. I should be out there with the cats. I'm like, okay. And then I like to take stories from places where I've heard and I manipulate them into to have a conversation. And I was talking about yes, we were watching that the war with I was watching the little gang warfare and I was watching it and he said that he was the one brother was in the bando and then a cat must have come, Nitty must have come and he was sleeping and he was sleeping and he was like, wow, I want my fix, but my man was sleeping. So he ended up getting a hammer and hammering him to death. Stabbed him up, hid him. This is the drug dealer he a cat's got, you know. And I put him up in the loft and hid him, and then took the drugs and money and went about his business. So I said to this boy, I watched that yesterday, and you're talking about a cat, and this is what a cat did to a man, like. And I said that means there's no rules on road, you know, brother. Like if me and you are brethren, but I've got a family, and I know I'm in a predicament. You're going down, big man. Like if there's no rules or no. That's funny that you said that. I was like. In that time, like,
and it's not just that. It's like everyone around you has the liberty to move reckless, and then you've got the weight of the system as well.
So you're getting it. It's like you're crushed. This is what I'm saying. It's like
we're not built for that. We're not supposed to be dealing with that. Like we're not supposed to be. It's just a lot of pressure, and then we already have to deal with being in this system, being like second generation, mostly immigrants, you know, be lucky to have our parents owning their own homes, if that. Do you know what I mean? We're still trying. And then we're going to put ourselves in these positions. I understand it, I get it. And a part of me is like, if we didn't have these like on a real, if we didn't have these days in the black market, if we didn't have like how would we, like a lot of us survive? How would we have got by with our parents' income and what they were up against? Like there's been a lot of challenges. So I understand the reason why. And remember saying not everyone's the same. I was born in this country, so maybe I had less of a reason to actually get involved. Do you know what I mean? Compared to someone that wasn't born. Yeah, maybe their parents or guardians or whoever was looking after them didn't sort out their status here, and they didn't really have a choice. That's different. Do you know what I mean? So
the choice weren't really balanced.
Yeah, because these things are expensive as well, you know, like being able to like really assimilate in a country like England. Yeah. And get a status that costs a lot of money to maintain a lifestyle here. Again, it's a lot. Yeah. So we understand the reasons why people go down these paths. Yeah. Because it's at the end of the day, it's definitely survival. When I think about a lot of the boys that I grew up around and I saw how their parents were living, like I understand the reasons why they had to make some sort of income. And
were they doing it for, because many youths, them like people always say they're doing it for the family and that. Were they actually doing it for their parents? Because some of my brothers were. I just think it's like, you know, like it's sometimes it's I don't know if it's but you know, like it's just we get the wrong information in it. We're like, nah, they're still, look at them though, they're wearing this trainers or they're doing that and they're driving this car and this jewelry.
Yeah, because
but then are they looking after their parents though? Really,
the parents might not want to take money from them because they're questioning where that money's come from. I think a lot of it is, look, I want A, B, C, and D for whatever reason, because it's in fashion, it's so and so's wearing it, whatever. My mum or dad can't afford to get me that, so I'm taking that pressure away.
No, but I was asking, that's pressure, but I'm talking about looking after the parents. I'm not talking about let the pressure off.
They
I'm
probably
saying
would
about
like to, but I don't know many. Well, actually, there may be parents out there that don't mind where the money's come from, because for them it's just like, yeah, that's going to help a
There
great
are
deal.
definitely some parents that wouldn't question where the money comes from because they might be that much in need. But I think it's definitely, my personal opinion is that it's wrong for a parent to take money from their child without question where they got it from.
Mm.
Like,
Well, the fact is, you kind of know. Even if you want to,
definitely.
you know who it's come from.
I mean, the right thing is for the child to be able to rely on the parent until they're able to go and get a job themselves and make an income for themselves, and then hopefully contribute to,
Because we're saying to the youth, like, I'm saying to the youth today, like at what money do you need? What for? What can you do at 14, 15? What do you need money for? Like legitimately,
Maxi.
No, I'm just looking at it in terms of like you can't go and buy a yard, like you can't go and buy a car, you can't go. You get what I'm saying? So what are you legitimately?
It's image.
Yeah, and also to be able to go out with your friends. Go cinema, go.
That's calm.
This is the thing. Like, these things might not. Oh wow! These things might not. It might not be a lot of money, but where do they get the money from when their parents are struggling too? And it's not. It might not be for them to provide for their household because they're young and their parents will expect them to actually contribute at young ages, 14, 15. Their parents should not be expecting their children to contribute. They should just be expecting them to educate themselves and enjoy their childhood. Still, their youth. But some of them want to be able to do it for themselves because they don't want that burden to be on their parents.
Obviously, there's a lot of questions that were asked through the time of me, mentoring you and looking out for you and all that. And a lot of people are like, phone one, give up on her, don't, she's not gonna change. And she was in too deep. That's what I always got. Like, she's in too deep. And I knew, but I didn't know. But I didn't take on that element. I was like, I watch you do certain things. Like, what? Hold on. I just see you just, and you're like, don't watch that. But you're very you kept that side. I don't know if you protected me in that sense. For some reason, I just felt like I was protected, but not strange. I don't know. I just felt that thing, or I had the boundary was there, or whatever. I don't know what it was, but I just felt I didn't see that side. But how? That's what I'm saying. When you do these choices of, I gotta go and make money because I want to look a certain way and boom, boom, boom. You go down that route. You start. You're gonna dig deeper because it's gonna. Either you go hard or go home. That's what I don't. There's no point going in it. I always say, man, if you're gonna go into that game, go all out in it. You can't have a man across the board selling next to you. You got to take him out, take over that. You got to have big guns. Like, let's go all out in it. Don't bother just go little. Go and get the proper stuff.
Is that the thing to be encouraged?
No, I'm saying if you're gonna go hard in it. Go hard or don't bother. Little bit ain't gonna work. Before you know it, you mash up. People are gonna take over.
Bit, you can get as exact same time and grief that someone that's going all out would get.
Same, it's just a similar.
It's
just the same. How deep could you say you were? Like, how deep would you say? Because no one, I would never know. Like, sometimes it's like, I don't know, I'm so, how?
Like, there's, I don't want to, like, say too much.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, I was just doing my thing, Maxi. I was just getting on with it. I got beat up a lot of times. Yeah?
No.
Like, grown-ass men mashed me up a good few times. So it wasn't nice. I was obviously just trying to make a little bit of money, but I got violated. Like, dragged up and down, no one there to protect me. It wasn't nice. It's no kind of life, not to say female, no male at my age either should be living that kind of life. But obviously it comes with the lifestyle.
Certain environment.
Yeah. I wasn't making that much money either. I wasn't like balling. A lot of people around me were making a lot of money. Like, I saw a lot of money around me, and because they were making a lot of money, they kind of looked after me as well. Some of them, but like, I was around a mixture of good guys mixed with pedophiles, mixed with like reckless youths that will go shoot out the place for no reason. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just a mixture of
no 2 days the same. You're saying basically, innit?
yeah. And also it's just like I said, it wasn't all bad. Do you know what I mean? Like
but there was good times as well in there. Like what when it what like how I don't like what the once you
like I remember just out there with them laughing. Like we had some serious comedians around as well.
Okay.
Like in stitches till early hours of the morning, everyone's just creasing. Do you know what I mean? Like there were some real good times. You know, like where you need a friend and they're just there. Like I mean, I can give some like serious examples of. I mean, I was looking at time one time. This is when I had come out for like the most serious offence that I had done at the time. I was 16, and I was still on license, and I had a bag of weed on me, and I was with some of the boys on the block. Conditions like that, any kind of like breach outside of my conditions, I would got straight recalled. And one of the men them asked me if I had anything. My mind wasn't even like really I wasn't clocking what was going on.
Yeah.
The fact that feds was coming from every angle.
Whoa.
Yeah, like, and he was like, do you have anything on you? Not even realising that I'm a licensed, if anything happens, not forget that I'm a female, they'll have me up. Like, that's another thing. Being around the boys, I wasn't like an exception to the rule just because I was a female.
Mad.
Even with
mad.
The police, they'll come on the block, have them up and have me up too. They might wait for another female officer to come search me, but they would definitely have me up. And I've seen them do some horrible things to the boys. Like I've seen them unleash a dog to tear up one of the boys. He's crying out for help, and when some children are around, they'll come trying to get one of the boys and gas with the children there as well. Do you know what I mean? So they've, like when you're around that lifestyle, there's certain things that happen that you can't complain about. You can't seek to get justice because you're in.
It's all part of the package, isn't it? But you still don't want it to come.
But
it's not
even though it's not right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then, like, there's all these other things that you're up against. That's things that happen on the ends that you think, nah. Like, if they complain, I'm sure the system will see how the police have abused their powers and, like, done the most. But the system's built in a way where it makes you want to give up, and a lot of them have all these other things going on in their life that they're not going to complain and like
they don't feel like they have any power or voice even.
Get the system to right or wrong. Yeah, like it's not going to happen. So you do have to be prepared to get violated, to be used as a victim.
So is it like all the time you're like this? Like you don't know what's gonna like. That means you're on edge all the time. The anxiety is just gonna be, or you build yourself to know that I'm ready for anything. Because there's two. Like we do that every day, innit? Like I get up and I'm like the other day I was going to a meeting and I said my tire bust, but I didn't schedule that in. That is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I said? You know what? Man's ready for that. But I got the money. I mean, that's why I always make sure you got extra money for any little things that could happen. You can do. But like, eventually, if you get stopped, if you have a puncher, one puncher, and then you have a next puncher in the 1 hour, and the next punch, because that can be a lot.
Take its toll.
Yeah, it can take its toll. And if you're getting police violent, and then you got man violent, then you got your own people violent, and then you got your family issues, and how mental health must be
it's
fragile.
And I think that's it. It takes time as well. Like my mental health is still fragile because of all the things that's happened. You know what I mean? Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, oh, there's just a lot of pain, man. There's just a lot of pain because you just think I mean, when you're weighing up the good to the bad, there's definitely more bad. The bad outweighs the good. Because
What, as in back then?
even now, when
Even
I'm
now.
looking back, then. So
How does that break? Sorry, what's that again? So the bad outweighs the good. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Because of all the incidences and the people that we've lost and their families. And also we get the people that it's like impacted their mental health as well, and we haven't got them back.
Yeah, that's mad.
Like there's a lot of layers to this, so there's like, what am I actually gonna...
What would you call the book? If you had to write a book on it, what would you call it? If you had to write a
I'll
book.
get to that, but I didn't explain what happened on the block.
Yeah, because man,
Sorry,
yeah. So what you got on you? What you got
So
on you?
yeah, he took the ganja that I had on me, and feds, as soon as I handed it over, they were literally like 2 seconds away from us, and they locked us in, searched both of us, found weed, and then they literally said, because they, you know, when they take your information,
Comes up on the system.
through, and comes through, saying license for so and so, held me for longer, asked me pure questions. But if I had that ganja on me, they definitely would have recalled me. Definitely.
No way.
So what happened
For a little
to your
Percy
friend?
thing.
Yes. Definitely.
He ain't
At
on
that
license,
point,
so
it
he's
was like
alright.
they were doing the free strike thing. So when you get
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was a
When you
peak
get
times.
caught with it, and it was Class C at this point in time as well, so it wasn't Class B. So when you get caught with it once, they confiscate it. Second time, confiscated. Third time, you actually get arrested.
Okay, so he had enough leeway to... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you still see any of those people you used to par with?
Definitely. I still speak to them regularly. Family. Do you know what I mean? It's distant with some of them, but it's always love and respect, because we've come a long way. Another example I can give is when I had my son. The situation that I had him was, I had him early, so I was far from home, didn't have my hospital bag, and yeah, just that family that I had built from the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Both males and females, not just the men, them, they came through. And they were really there for me and my son. They set up, they had a spare key for our flat, and they proper like set it up, like welcome home. And put the Moses basket up by my bed, and
Love that. The man on the road, man. Yeah, man got the basket thing in it, so it's good nappies and wipes and that. You know the thing that wipes the bottom and that. Got that, and I got some machine thing that you put the nappies in. You put the But this is what I'm saying. Because they're all like
they raised.
Oh, right.
They raised babies like from some. Do you know what? There's actually one particular person. Right from his daughter was 4 months old, and the mother wasn't able to look after her properly. We were there. We were all there. He stepped in, rightfully so, as the daughter's dad. And he was really, really hands-on, and we were all around to support him from 4 months old.
4 months.
We don't.
Now it's probably about 12, 13.
Could we wouldn't. That's mad, because we wouldn't really naturally think that is happening, innit? If there's still a family, because it is a family. Sometimes they say it's a gang. No, but most of the time it's a family union.
Yeah, because that's how people. That's how they're made to feel when they're in the gang, isn't it? This is my family.
Yeah, that's it.
No.
So it's a matters.
And then when I moved as well, because I was still breastfeeding and like moving is a workout, they handled all of that from my old flat to my new flat, set everything up.
That's mad, you know.
So that became your support network.
Yeah. Like, and especially the fact that my son's dad was never there, but we all grew together. So we had mutual friends. They would always like check in, make sure he's alright, and they've always just made us feel loved. Like if we needed, just like express ourselves, talk our pain. Do you know what I mean? Like I got that there. It might not be collectively, but there'll be the individuals.
That's it. You know that like many men from the outside, when people see a female that's in that life, they automatically start thinking the wrong things in it. So naturally, she must be sleeping with bare man them in there and rah rah rah. And that was the stereotype that was put at that time when I knew, like, Collins must be sleep, she must be doing and then when I properly bought, she's not on that. No, I'm on making money and doing my thing. Like, I'm thinking, you must be. No. Like, it was just mad.
Do you know what? Yeah, I just wasn't, I mean, that was around, like I said, I was around a mixture of it all.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of things that, like, the boys that I grew up around, they used to disrespect girls. I shouldn't have been around them, like, to be honest. Like, with my mindset now, I wouldn't have been around them.
Okay.
Definitely not. Like, it was just no values or little values and respect for themselves as well as.
But then, is it like
them.
some of the females weren't respecting themselves?
Yeah, but mostly seeking attention. So they just wanted attention.
No matter what it.
Yeah, I don't think they really understood self-worth or what they were bringing to the table, like how they were benefiting the boys rather than themselves. So, you know, things that females come in 3, 4, 5 up, getting gang banged by 10, 15 man. It was disgusting, and that was something that used to happen regularly.
Yeah.
So I can imagine. I mean, I'm not saying this to, like, toot my horn or anything. I was a virgin up until I was 18.
That's and that's when I know. Sorry to cut you. Because it was such a pinnacle moment when, because it was questioned. I'm not lying. It was part of the. Is she been groomed by a man? Them is could they do this? I want this tick box thing in it, like, to where is she at and where. And I know I had that conversation with you, and I know it was a difficult one. I'm like, but you like, nah, are you alright? It's like an thing. I was like, go on, alright,
No, they actually thought I was a lesbian at one point.
Yeah, it went that way and that way, but everybody must be there. She must have men. She must be this. Every man must be going. Like, there's agreement. We from the outside, we just get this picture painted, didn't it? Like, the world, but it's serious though. So go on. Like, it's serious. You can get serious in there, but. You're definitely one of it. You showed me a different way of, like, a totally different way from a female perspective I've never seen before in my life. Because most females I'm seeing they're being groomed, things are not going. You stood on your own, like, you did it. You on your own, doing your own thing. I was like, huh? How does that work? She must work for someone. No, do my own thing.
So I mean, from 15, when I came back from Nigeria, I managed to sit a couple of GCSEs, didn't get any of my GCSEs, went to college, and then it was in college, like 2 weeks into college, that I got nicked, and that process started. Criminal justice system put a big pause to my whole life. But then after that, once I came out, I managed to get a hostel. Because then this is the thing, the system was, like, so flawed, because before then I didn't get the help and was crying out for.
Can you see how deep that is? You're crying out for help, and then when you when you say, you know what, I'll do it myself, you know, and I have to probably, this is the wrong way, but anyway, whatever. Yeah. Then they throw their help at you. It's like nothing. Yeah, go on, sorry.
So, like,
no, go on, sis. I know this is hard, because, like, digging it up, or is it what? Is it like what?
It's just, it didn't make sense that I was just a vulnerable young person, and I had to go down a certain path before they actually helped me.
Yeah.
So once I came out, I was able to tick that box, ex-offender. That was a box that allowed me to get a hostel. And then.
What age?
16.
See? And they're vulnerable. You're meant to be, like, you get me? You're meant to be.
I should have been looked after. I started living independently from then. And it's like that was. I don't think that was the best thing for me. If anything, it should have been like more supervised. If anything, I don't know.
Semi-independent kind of thing. They said, "Yeah, man, go on. You get your postal. You're good."
But I was gonna say sorry, because I wasn't sexually active up until I was 18. But there were so many girls that I met that had been like violated by the boys I was around, and just not even the boys I was around, just the ends in general. So many women that are dealing with some serious like pain and trauma. From like, just wanting a bit of attention and then losing control and having like how many guys around you demanding something from you that you can't back out on.
Yeah, you can't say no now.
Like it's happened to so many females, and I don't know that if the help that they need actually exists, but they actually need some serious help.
But how comes you never ended up in them predicaments or situations? Like, if you don't mind me asking, like...
Maxie, you remember how I was? Like, I was just a fighter.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
And them didn't like that. That's what they say about girls from South London.
You weren't feminine enough.
Yeah, like, if they step to me, I'll be like, what? Like, straight. I'll be ready to rock it out. And I've rocked out. I rocked out over a few of them.
That's what I know. When she had a baby, I was like, no way. No way, man. Who was the man? Like, you get me? But no, by that time you become more feminine then. But when I first was, it was hoodie, everything, the school.
What was your relationship
I was
with your
tender
mom?
though. You see, that relationship with my mum is a bit... She misunderstood me. So she just... But then my mum passed on a lot of her baggage to me that she didn't realise. Like, I was the problem child before I became the problem.
Mad as that. No, but you hear that? I was the problem child before I came the problem. So that's mad.
It was already spoken over you.
Yeah.
Definitely. And when I speak about these things, I feel like my mum feels bad. So I need to be like really careful because she's a lovely woman, honestly.
No, she's beautiful. Man.
I admire her.
She was going through something in your growing up time.
She was young as well. So I understand what she was up against and the kind of family she was born into, culture, all of that. I have to consider it all. But she didn't understand me, and I don't think when I was younger she took the time to understand. She complained about me a lot.
To you?
And to a lot of other people.
Okay.
So...
nothing in the house and that.
Yeah.
Just let it all out the house and that.
And so people treated me a certain kind of way without even knowing me, based on what my mum would say.
A subconscious thing.
So, that's what I was speaking about when I went to Nigeria.
Okay.
And that was the experience that I had where they were just like, this is a rude London girl, bad attitude.
Okay, so they already came at you like...
They were given a file already of what they're to expect in it. Yeah. Not just coming, not being non-judgmental. Say, look, this is a new life for you, this is new. Yeah, that's amazing.
When I was younger, before I started having a voice, I was quite timid. I was shy. I didn't speak a lot. I was just sad a lot. And then when I realised that speaking changed things, I started speaking. Like, before then, I literally used to let bullies bully and just sit there. Now, that wouldn't
No.
When I started having a voice, I was, for the most part, just scared. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I just...
Did you ever think, because the main thing we were talking about, the transition, and now you're, how do you describe yourself? Like you're a script writer, production. What's your titles now? What's your title? What's on your LinkedIn? What's on your LinkedIn? You know, the LinkedIn is the way forward now, people.
So, researcher and documentary filmmaker.
Research and documentary filmmaker.
Don't look up No Comprende. Hey, you should go to the next level. I was like, hold on, she can host. She can present. Nah, you're taking liberty. Like even today, I must have found the old. It come up on Bakebook about the heads or tails, isn't it? I was like, oh my diddy days! Like this woman was ahead of her time. They were ready for it at that time. But now what is it again?
Researcher and documentary filmmaker.
Come on now. Come on now. That transition is phenomenal. Like you can't not look, and as much as you're saying you're going through whatever you're going through, you cannot any circumstances not look and be grateful and thankful for having them changing that title and having this title that where you can say it with confidence and chest. You get what I'm saying? Not many people can say. You ask them what you are.
I did kind of look down though. Do you know why? Yeah, let me tell you why. Because do you know like where? All right then. So from when you met me, I already started writing.
Yeah, you were a good writer from then. Yeah,
I already loved writing. Writing was my escape. It was my way of, like it was therapeutic for me. So people used to say things like, "No, you've got talent. You're gifted." And I remember I had a particular friend who used to say like, "One day I'm going to see your name in lights. Like you're going to blow." So do you know like where from then I've always had things like, but I've subconsciously lived up to it because it's something that I love to do. It's what's been behind.
If you didn't have that, then what? If you didn't have that, then what do you think? Because it's an interesting point, because I really want to home in on people that want to go through a transition and say, you know what, I want to change their life for the better. Whether where they are in life, wherever they are, whether they're on road, whether they're just in cashier in Sainsbury's, whether they're accountant and wherever they are, but they're like, I'm born for something else or whatever it is. But because you've got a interest in writing at that particular time, you had people that could pump into you. Like, you know, you should do it. And I was doing it because I said, you just can write like, but where are you moving like that for? But you can write like, you get me? If you didn't have that, what else? Is there any other talents that you thought that you at that time were doing?
What's an alternative?
Yeah, is there? Or is it, that's why is it important to have something or you're...
I just loved writing.
That was it, innit?
I needed something. I definitely needed something. Because I had the drive in me.
Even though you said earlier that you thought you were
you weren't smart.
Yeah, you were. I was like, don't want to say
left
the word,
secondary school feeling like I was dumb. But then it was about 17, 18, 19. But again, I didn't like the way I spoke. Yeah, because people like you would just take the piss out of me. Yeah, so every other sentence,
if you got angry, when she got angry and she was blowing, everybody scatter, like she just be talking.
No,
say. No, you had your
no. It wasn't like that. I swear now, people.
You were the man them. Yeah, you was. I used to fear because I don't think. But you have to try and go like, no, Connor, don't come with that. Don't try it. But in my head, I'm like, if she switches and throws them hands, I'm gone. You get me? I'm gone. I'm running away. You get me?
No, but
not fighting her.
I genuinely like to fight as well.
Yeah, that's the
I actually enjoyed fighting. So it was my go-to thing to do.
So that could be the next thing then.
A release of like pent up energy, like pent up anger.
Obviously, I want to get married one day, so let's edit that out.
But you can do it. You can say it in another. I like fighting. I like to fight. Wrestle in the bed. You get me? No, that was the. You still gonna fight now? I know she likes that. I know you still got it in you. I know she's still got it.
But sometimes fighting ain't necessarily fist to face, isn't it? Sometimes it's just anger. Fighting through
everything.
No,
that's it. It's glad. I'm glad that people were. That's why I'm saying to people, like, please, like, this year is about accessing your abilities, isn't it? And if you can help other people access their abilities, that's even better. Even if you can just speak light into people, because some people just need that. Even though I was on the phone to someone the other day and like, I've been phoning them and they haven't been responding back, but I know they're going through something. But I'm not like messaging off their phone and I said, phone them I leave it a couple of days or a week or whatever, and I phone them again, and then boom, boom, boom. Now the person tried to be funny on the phone, and I phoned them. They're like, "This is the voicemail speaking." I said, "Go on, carry on with your," because they're just pretending in it because they know whatever. And I said, when I said beep, I said, "I've been trying to get hold of you for a long time. I'm worried about it. I hope you're alright." Even though they said, "Oh my gosh," and we spoke, and all it was that people are suffering in the most maddest silence I've ever seen, like literally, and they feel that every time I come to you, I'm moaning, so I don't want to keep bringing my moaning to you. I don't want to keep bringing my this to you. And I'm like, nah, people get it twisted. I said the thing is, what I learned, even when you were going through, and you say to me, like, people like, why are you wasting your time, and boom, 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 because I'm learning. No matter what it is, I was learning how to be patient, learning how to just to listen, all these elements. And I was learning even just all kind of elements I learned off you. I learned so much. And what I keep telling people, don't suffer in silence. There's always going to be that person you can go to. Don't suffer in silence. And like I always say, winning our struggles makes us stronger, sharing our strategies makes us wiser. So what happens with that now is that when you tell me I'll tell you one case, someone was just like moaning. I don't want to talk about it because every time I talk, I'm moaning. And then he's having problems with having communication with his son. Cool. But when I hear that, I'm like, right, I've got to make sure on my side that I have that communication with my son more so now. And he's like, get it, bro. Yes. So but I'm saying there's some people that are wicked that will take your pain and then vulnerability. You heard what happened to Cola though. Exactly. Yeah. But there's some people, there must be. Was there people like that you could actually go to, and like, especially where you were at your darkest times, like that you could go to and say, you know what, boom, and you could trust. Yeah. Was there trust there? Was that people you could, or?
So there's layers to the pain.
Okay.
So I might be able to be like, yeah, I'm not feel happy. This is going on. But I think for the most part, because of everything that everyone else is going through, it fell on like deaf ears.
That's mad, isn't it? You can speak it out, but it's not. That's it.
Talking about with that group of people, because there wasn't any like structure there. I might be able to talk, but there wasn't any proper advice and guidance. But I could at least
express
talk,
it,
and have them listen. Yeah. So, and sometimes that's what
all it needed.
Yeah.
And also you have to recognise that sometimes the person that you're talking to probably doesn't even know like how to respond or the best way to deal with whatever it is that you've just expressed. So sometimes it's better for them just to be quiet rather than they talk foolishness or lead you in a wrong.
Don't worry about it. It's alright, fam. It's cool.
Because you know what? Yeah, you see, like when I know the kind of person I am now, and when someone expresses what they're going through, I'll see whether it's something that they actually want me to be a bit more involved in, helping them or supporting them, or if it's just to sit back and listen.
It's just
because a lot of the time, I guess I might be projecting, but it's just from what I went through with my best friend, because he spoke about his pain a lot. He spoke about everything that he was going through and why his mental health was depleting. What he felt like the root cause of it was, and it still wasn't enough. There needed to be not just people present there to listen, because he had his family there, and he had close friends around him that actually really cared. But it was action that he needed, that no one was willing to put themselves forward to really.
Do you think it was, let's say, no one was willing or no one knew how? like, or what that looked like?
I guess we feel like it's none of our business.
Okay.
Like it's
Yeah.
too personal. But how else are they going to resolve these things?
Yeah.
Like most people need mediators. Like that's how most systems are set up. From if you wanted to speak about like religion, they say Jesus is the mediator between us and God. If you wanted to speak about the court system, our solicitors, barristers are the mediators between us and the judge or the jury. Like we all need, when there's a problem, we need someone in between to help bridge that gap to where the solution is.
Yeah, that's powerful. That is. I never thought about it in that context before. That's quite powerful stuff.
When people come and talk about their problems, it's not just to listen. Maybe you might need to ask, do you actually want me to get more involved? Because I could reach out to this person and see if I can reason with them. But people don't want to get involved in other people's business.
Because they've got too much going on for themselves.
More time, yeah.
And it's like the capacity to be able to then put that energy into someone else's stuff.
No, that's mad. How did the for someone that probably might be watching and saying, "Wow, I'm in a little boat and I need to get myself out of a sticky situation or a life that I don't really want to live or anything or whatever way it is." What was the straw that brought the camel's back? What was the thing that just made you think, you know what, I need to change, go down this route, or you had no choice? What made you think? What was the stages? If that, no one, everybody just says, "Oh, well done, because you're good in it," but no one will know the journey you took.
Yeah.
And
like I had
some of it was like,
last year.
Yes.
I had like a really dark time.
Last year.
So was that a knock-on effect from your friend?
Before,
Okay.
and then after.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say it, but I was really sad a lot of the time and angry. It's just like, even going through therapy and understanding where it stems from. Like, it's not anyone else's problem but mine. So even though I might I'll let someone know like I've had a tough week, I just feel I'm just giving off really bad energy. I might let a friend know that I'm saying it to protect them from me because it's my problem. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to drag them in on it. So even though I've made the major shift, so you won't find me in certain places around certain people for a long period of time anyways. I know that I've grown past certain things. I'm above now. But I still find myself pondering on what really hurts. And I don't actually have a solution. The only solution is to carry on.
Okay. So is it then learning that whatever's happened has happened, I no longer have any control or power over that, and kind of embracing the here and now? Because what has happened, when I can think back on certain things, if I think long and hard on certain things long enough, you know what I mean, it might bring up certain emotions and what have you, but I kind of, me personally, came to a place where it's just like, I don't want to feel like how I did then. You know, so I kind of have to make a decision to not allow myself to go back to that place there. Like, me not thinking about it don't mean it didn't matter or it, you know, what have you, but am I going to allow that to now take power and control over like the joy that I could really be having today?
Yeah, and I think because for a period of time I was like super optimistic, but then I wasn't actually feeling the feelings.
Okay.
And I think as I started getting older, I started feeling the feelings more, because I was a bit of a hard nut to crack, and I enjoyed being, I wouldn't say emotionless, because I wasn't like completely emotionless, but I just wouldn't get too into it.
Yeah.
But as I'm getting older, I'm proper feeling it. And I think that's because of the years of just not expressing it and not.
Yeah.
And also maybe as well being a mother, that teaches you more to allow your feelings to, because children have a habit of just bringing out, I guess, that soft, maternal side in us.
My son has brought out the best side of me. I think he's helped me with the transition as well. It's because I know what I lacked as a little girl. So I think I'm like,
not compensating, but just trying to make sure he's
definitely
can feel
trying
that.
to make sure that my son doesn't have the same problems or complaints that I did in my teenage years. And obviously he's going to go down his own path. Do you know what I mean? He's different. He might not be as sensitive as me, because I was quite sensitive, hence why I changed to, you know, have this big voice. But then, you know what they say about the loudest person in the room. Do you know what I mean?
Mad, innit? That's mad. That's mad. What? No, I appreciate you letting out. You know what I mean, and being like honest and that, and coming on the pod and that kind of thing. You've now gone on like a journey of no comprende. Like, could you break that down? Like the no comprendo. Like what? Because now when I see when I see it, I'm like, this is mad. Like, hold on, she's been.
No, that's coming to 2 years old now.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's still, it's like you're still winning awards for it and all these madness and dressing up and all these, like in heels. Like, Bukola's in heels, you know. Like, she was done the heels thing, like. So it's like makeup as well. She was on the makeup thing. No, actually, she did wear makeup when she was on.
Yes, I did.
You did, yeah. That's one thing you did.
When I was like 18, 19.
Yeah, you started there. Yeah, still on the yeah, hoodie up and that. Yeah. But like you've gone on a complete different journey now. Like you've been. Like when I'm speaking to you, like, yeah, I'm in some meet. I'm in like some building with all these people.
You asked me about a book. You asked me a couple of questions I haven't answered. You know.
Nah, not the book.
What would you call the book?
Yeah, you said you come back to me later. Yeah. You said you come back to me later. Have you got a book? You've got the book?
Yeah.
Go on. What's the book?
Okay,
what's the name of your book?
So,
if you have to,
because I actually want to write this year, so now I'm saying it. I'm
cool.
going to write it.
She's gonna write it, and yeah, I want to be like part of the book as well.
So something my mum used to say to me. Yeah. Sorry for yourself.
Sorry for yourself.
Sorry for yourself.
Sorry for yourself.
For yourself.
Yes. But you don't have to give it the African accent. Just say sorry for yourself.
Sorry for yourself.
Here's it from your mum. From her mum.
If it's mum, I swear she said sorry for yourself.
You know when you make a mistake,
sorry for yourself. I like the name.
Mum, sorry, and she'll just give you that dirty look like, sorry for yourself. Do you know what? The reason why
I love the title. Sorry, it's amazing.
Yeah, because it's on me. Like whoever brought me into this world, first few years, yes, on them. If they didn't do right by me, I can't continue to put it on them in my adult age. I have to give myself that love, and whatever was missing, whatever I lacked, it's on me. So, yeah.
I like it, you know. I like it. No, I like it. All right. So back to what I was saying now with this no comprendo. Like you're now on a different journey path. Like on terms of what is this journey you're on now? What are you up? You're talking to big boy lawyers and barristers, and you're getting involved in political issues that I'm thinking, watch out, you're touching certain subjects. Like, you get me? The powers that be are gonna start looking at you. You get me? Like, but the way you shot it, the way you conducted yourself in it, I can see big things. I already see the thing. Don't forget me when I don't carry bags in that. I'll carry bags.
You have your own bags to carry.
Me and Shan can just retire and that. You get me? But now, what is this journey you're on now? Because it's so completely different from the the girl I met that was angry.
Okay.
Yeah, one second. I could say many stories. There's some.
Let's be real though.
There you go.
When I am met with complete dickheads, in this life, they might see that side to me. I have to be real.
No, I'm not.
Do you know what I mean? But I just try my best to regulate my emotions better.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? Because life is short.
And long as well.
Unpredictable.
Yeah,
12 months is actually not that long, and
it becomes. You know what it is? If you're not, everybody says life's short, but then what I keep to get now, that life can be long. If you're not dealing with certain issues and situations in your life, the situations become long, and your life just gets long and
dragged out.
Yeah, so it's a short and long thing can be done. Yeah. Life can be short, but at the same time, you can make it long for yourself by doing just being an idiot. You get me? And that's where what's this journey you're on, fam?
Okay, so I'm kind of at a crossroads. I started...
BBC are calling. Who's calling your phone, fam? Who's calling your phone? Sorry.
No, I mean, I don't think I'm appealing to the mainstream channels of, like, broadcasters. I think, if anything, it's the people. It's our people. And I'm not just talking about African Caribbean people, it's people that understand our struggle, our culture, the beauty of it, the pain of it. I started with writing stories from poetry to spoken word and then scripts. And stories that are all based on true life events. And then somewhere along the line, I got into documentary. And I love both fiction and factual. And I think with the stories that I want to tell, it can be very powerful through both telling it through fiction as well as telling it with the real life people.
Okay.
Being able to tell us their experiences and follow their journeys. So I'm going to leave myself, this is the crossroad that I'm at, I'm going to leave myself open and not box myself in to just focusing on because recently people's been coming to me with their stories and I think it's best to tell it
as
through drama, to dramatize it. Definitely, just to be able to actually put the audience in their position.
Okay.
You can still do it through documentary film, it's still very powerful, but there's like so many ways to tell stories and I want to be able to explore.
You don't want to be put in a box. So you want to be...
Definitely. And also it's about what people want. If someone feels like I can tell their story and they want it to be a drama, then I'll try my best to deliver. So the way I go about it is I would build a rapport with the person, whether that be with an aim to tell it as documentary or with an aim to write a script. And would just be whether that's meeting up in person or speaking on the phone. And I'll be understanding the story and the position they're at and the reasons why they think it's an important story to tell.
To share.
And everyone's story is important, but then there's significant reasons why someone feels like they want the world to know. Why they want.
100%.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Excited. We're gonna give random gifts now. So I've got bare gifts now, so I'm gonna be giving random gifts. It ain't nothing big, no. Don't think it's something big but we wanna thank you. No, it's not. But don't open it on camera. I don't think it's embarrassing. But
oh my God.
Don't open it on camera, innit? Because we don't. It's just an empty box. No, it's an empty box.
That's how you know it's something big. Because you don't want people to come on.
No. Then they're gonna say what is. But what we normally do, we get someone's already asked you a question from the last episode.
Right, if there was no fear in you, how much do you think you would achieve in life?
That's a very deep question because fear has been like the feeling that brings the worst and sometimes the best out of me.
Okay. No matter wrong, it's your answer, fam. You do what you want, fam.
If I had no fear, I think I would.
That's that one question because you had no fear. That's what I'm saying.
I would just be like I would be spiritually high. There's no fear. Fear is something that gets my guard up, and most of the time it's from within. So I think I'll be like nothing will shake me, nothing will move me. Like you could say something, you could literally physically beat me, and I'll be like sarcastic about it. Do you know what I mean?
But is that fear then? Because
no fear.
No fear.
I think that question is up because
Nothing.
I didn't see her. I didn't. Bukola never had fit. I've never seen Bukola. Only now that she's in touch with her feelings now. Most time I can see. Yeah, she say, "Oh, I've got anxiety. I've got this now, that, and that." And I'm like, what? But back in the days, she had no fear.
No. Just because you didn't see it or observe it, don't mean it weren't there.
No, but remember she said at the start. So we're talking about you, but you're not even here. Like, you get me? Nah, remember you said, which is I've never heard this before in my life. Fear was good and bad. She used the fear to help her. Like the fear worked for her.
Yeah.
Served me then.
Served her.
But it was still there.
Yeah,
but she used it to serve
so
whatever lifestyle.
So if you had no fear, so if you got rid of that fear, it wouldn't have served her. It would have been a.
Well,
she needed it at the time. She needed the fear and.
Yeah, but you said she needed it, but then if she didn't have it, then she might not have chosen to go down a certain path.
That makes sense.
No fear, yeah, because I can see it both ways.
Alright, go on then. Wipe the fear away. If you have no fear, and you're coming 18, 9, no, to say 16.
Yeah, I had no fear at 16. I was fearless, but that fearlessness that you saw came from fear that was inside.
Right. Okay. You gotta get confident.
So I was being brave, but I was actually really a shookhead.
All right. So if you took that away...
So if I took that away, a part of me feels like I might have crumbled.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you said you used it to help you.
Okay.
Because you have the situation you were in, where at the time she needed to have the radars on risking. No, stop doing that. That's a mad one, isn't
I
it?
feel like the world would have eaten me up. I think fear. We also need fear. In a way.
Yeah, I like the way you answered it. Just different, man. People think different.
You could rewind the clock back to
Yesterday.
right? What would you tell yourself that you would develop on today?
I mean, I got angry this morning, so I just told myself not to spaz out.
It ain't worth it.
It's about to happen at 10 o'clock. 10:30 today. Do not spaz out, like he's gonna pull out, but don't do
This
it.
person deserved it, though.
Okay. You sure?
Deserved it.
No, I'll say. All right, so you got to now give a question to the next guest, kind of thing. If you could do that, please, that'd be appreciated.
All right, then. Next question.
Yeah, it's not next question, but it's
So,
just a
question to the next guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say hello to them though first.
Hi, guest. Welcome to Max and Shan. Is it Max and Shan or Shan and Max?
No, it's Max and Shan.
It should be
Doesn't go.
Shan
Shan
and
and Max. It doesn't go. Shan and Max don't go.
Max and Shan, Shan and Max.
Thank you.
Shan and Max. Hey, guest. Welcome to Shan and Max. My question to you is, wow, this question I wouldn't even know how to answer myself, but what would be your 3 things that would enable you to reach your highest self? Whether it's something you do consistently or a characteristic, you pick 3 things that will enable you to be your highest self.
Well, I should put context to it as well, because most people ask questions like, huh? Like, don't make no sense. But that's context in it. So they're like,
3 things that I would need to reach my higher self.
You're not allowed to answer it. You can answer it in the next show.
I've got a question, but I think I already know the answer. But only because of I see and hear the passion that you have in what you do. But if you could, both of you, if you could choose any job or any career in the world, you make 1 million every year.
Undertaker. Straight fam, would be Undertaker fam.
Why? Why would you enjoy that? That won't make no sense to me.
Sorry.
Basically, no matter what you choose, You make £1 million every year. And you could choose any job
Profession.
you like. Yeah.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, but what is that?
Working for myself.
Doing what?
Hide and seek.
Was this free advertisement?
Straight, fam.
Mine will have to be transformative, you know.
Mm.
It will have to be transformative. Whatever it is, it will have to transform from one to the other. So it would have to take people or person from one place to a better place, a higher place. Whatever it is. And I'm not
But it has to be
talking
transformed,
I'm not talking about makeover.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Like,
about
yeah,
proper
peak.
life,
Yeah.
lifestyle transformation.
Okay. So then that's
So life coach then could be,
Yeah.
or counsellor or something like that.
Yeah.
so you'd be satisfied in doing that.
Why just
Well, you'd get
1
joy,
million's a
isn't
lot,
it?
so I could do more.
Yeah, a million. I'd take a million and run. Do you get me? Like the way you're doing, that's a lot of
I'm
money.
saying that I would
I'd rather
go
say
work
do
and
something
go
where
to
you're
my
that's your stuff
You're
like my
flipping
life.
No,
charlatan.
basically that is what.
Yeah, but 1 million. She went 1 million. Like, I don't care.
You're stuck with it.
Yeah, but 1 million. I don't care. I'll sit on the bench. I'll sit on the bench and do nothing. I'm doing caretaker. Caretaker to sit there.
No,
Whoa,
you don't.
what did I do?
You see?
Clean
Don't
bins.
give Caribbeans a bad name. See, give me...
That's crap. Because you will want to do something you're passionate about and enjoy. But that
No,
doesn't take
for
up
1
too
mil,
much of your time.
I don't want to do nothing. For 1 mil, name a job that.
What do you
can I do for
mean?
nothing?
What, you
for
pay
1
people
mil.
to work? You just pay people.
This is do you get me?
Is it up and off?
I don't know. I'll say the question needs to be like, without the mill, without the money, and you're stuck in this job for life, and you can't go do any other job. Could it make more sense?
No.
You say the incentive is 1 mil.
No, the incentive is you're getting $1 million every
Yeah,
year. Yeah. So you're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But what are you willing to do?
The work.
Like, so you could do at least a job.
You know what?
possible,
I want to start
but then you might
That's
not,
it.
But that ain't gonna be
Stack bread.
stimulating to your brain.
Doesn't matter. 1 mil.
It wouldn't matter.
Once you get the 1 mil, you can go do other things to stimulate. I'll be on holiday.
River.
Yeah, you're mad. Listen, anyway. No, yeah, I think that's our time. Big up. Do the outro though, Shan.
I don't like when you refer to me like that. Like,
Chantel.
oh gosh.
Shanae.
Okay, Ignatius.
Whoa. Wow.
But no, thank you, Bukola. It has been. I felt the emotion.
Yeah, it was deep, man.
Like, yeah, it proper. But no, I appreciate you sharing. You know, as much as you could in this space of time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, without a
Thank
doubt.
you for thinking my opinion and experiences is of some sort of relevance. Appreciate you guys.
Definitely. That was episode 25, people. So if you haven't done already, go and subscribe. Press that notification button right there. Ting ting. Like.
It's
Yeah.
not ting up there. It's down here.
Oh, alright. Down here, wherever it is, wherever it is on your screen, just press it. Yeah, so you'll stay updated with everything we drop. And keep on living, people. Pressing on. Get me? Better days ahead, despite what it might feel like, look like right now. Just trust.